Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's July 7th, 2023, and we are in the Old Testament book of Joshua, and we're going to read chapter 5 today. All right, so yesterday we were talking about how you might be seeing some similarities between what's going on right now and what went on with Moses and the Exodus. And I said, you know what, that was a pretty good thing that you should see, and it's going to get even deeper here. So it's not a coincidence. See it as bookends. We're going to get circumcision here. All right, as they go into the promised land, now they got to go back and say, you know what, we didn't do any circumcision while we were doing it, so now we have to do the circumcision. So we went into Egypt and the circumcision. We're coming out. We're going to go back to circumcision. We saw yesterday that they went in on the 10th day of the first month, which is when they get the Passover lamb, usually, which is what they were doing when they came out of Egypt, was Passover. And now as they go into the promised land, Passover again. So we want to see that where this starts with them coming out, that we're seeing a repeat of that as they're going into the promised land, as they come out of Egypt into the promised land. As soon as they start getting food, the manna ceases. So that 40 years wandering is over, and now we're beginning the new covenant in earnest. We even see where this ends, exactly where it started. We started this whole narrative with Moses at the burning bush, being given a commandment by God, take off your shoes because this is holy. And this ends with Joshua encountering the angel of the Lord, who gives him almost that exact same command. Hey, this is holy ground. Take your shoes off. This is the holy message, which is the completion of this whole narrative. Angel of the Lord, what does that necessarily mean? Well, most people call it a theophany. You're seeing God incarnate as an angel. So not necessarily an angel, it's actually God. As a Christian, we go a little bit further and say it's not just a theophany, it's a Christophany. This is Christ. He hasn't been born yet, so he can't come physically as a human being. He comes as an angel because that's where the divinity is. And we see that through the whole Testament, that when we see angel of the Lord, we're actually talking about a pre-incarnate Christ. After he comes, we don't see the angel of the Lord in here because now he's come to us as both divine and human. See, a lot of people like to call themselves apostles and prophets, want to command angels and sends them here and do this and do that. Boy, we see exactly how you treat an angel and what an angel is for when this verse closes. Joshua thinks there's the angel of the Lord. He's got a sword and he says, "Oh, are you here to fight with me or are you here to fight against me?" And the angel tells him, "I'm here to fight God's battle." Okay, the real question is, are you on God's side or are you not on God's side? And Joshua says, you know what, I'm with God. So we're not here to command angels and send them here and there. The angels do God's bidding. You see an angel, you need to either figure out, is that angel here to kill me because I'm being wrong, or do I need to change and get on God's good side? That's the significance of angels. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Joshua chapter 5. So it was when all the kings of the Amorites who were on the west side of the Jordan and all the kings of the Canaanites who were by the sea heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan from before the children of Israel until we had crossed over, that their heart melted, and there was no spirit in them any longer because of the children of Israel. At that time the Lord said to Joshua, "Make flint knives for yourselves and circumcise the sons of Israel." Again, the second time. So Joshua made flint knives for himself and circumcised the sons of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. And this is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the people who came out of Egypt, who were males, all the men of war, had died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt. For all the people who came out had been circumcised, but all the people born in the wilderness on the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness till all the people who were men of war who came out of Egypt were consumed, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord swore that he would not show them the land which the Lord had sworn to their fathers that he would give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. Then Joshua circumcised their sons, whom he raised up in their place, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not been circumcised on the way. So it was, when they had finished circumcising all the people, that they stayed in their places in the camp till they were healed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "This day I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you." Therefore the name of the place is called Gilgal to this day. Now the children of Israel camped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month, at the twilight on the plains of Jericho. And they ate of the produce of the land on the day after the Passover, unleavened bread and parched grain on the very same day. Then the manna ceased on the day after they had eaten the produce of the land, and the children of Israel no longer had manna, but they ate the food of the land of Canaan that year. And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood opposite him, with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us or for our adversaries?" So he said, "No, but as commander of the army of the Lord I have now come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped, and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take your sandal off your foot, for the place where you stand is holy." And Joshua did so. May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.